Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Steel Donut Collective. My name is Connor, and with me today is Matt.
Hey, what's up? I'm Matt.
Bob.
Hey guys, this is my new intro line.
And Yella.
Good day.
And today, we are on Fiction Press to read an original story in the young adult section. This is Mountains of Fire, Baldwin's Fall, Book 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
book one.
I like how Book 1 doesn't have a title of its own. It's just Book 1.
Can I
It's book
wait?
one.
Can I just say I think Baldwin might be the worst name I can think of for a title of that format. Like Mountains of Fire, Blanks Fall. Baldwin just sounds so weird to me because
Bob's Fall.
all I can think of is like the Baldwin brothers.
Oh.
And like it just doesn't sound
It's just not an imposing name.
just not an imposing name for me. I just think of four acting brothers.
Old
So,
Baldwin had a
this
big
is
old
by-
tripperoni, and he had a big old falleroni, you know?
Yeah, this is by Lorenzo Danny, 498. And how about Matt? You want to give us the description?
My own personal action romance suspense novel that I have worked on for a year and a half, editing and fixing. I promise it will be good. Also, chapters will be added weekly for ensuring that's a bad sign, for ensuring that nobody steals the story and or it's my ideas. You worked
Yeah,
on this
the
for a year, but you've
story
only
ideas.
uploaded 2 chapters? Get out of here.
And it's complete. Status complete.
Also,
So,
these chapters, added weekly. First chapter, October 14th. Second chapter, October 24th. 10 days later.
Added every
Weekly.
10 days.
yeah, it's a 10-day week.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
actually
remember,
maybe he didn't mean weekly like each week. He meant weekly WEAKLY. He was gonna add on if he could. Like
so remember as we read, he's worked on it for a year and a half, editing and fixing.
he promises it will be good.
Editing and fixing his whole 2 chapters.
And with that, I think we should get started.
Let's begin. I head off to kill Baldwin. About 30 years ago, I witnessed the death of my father at Baldwin's hands. I vowed after that to kill whoever was involved. I head off with Ulucia, my court wizard, and 2 of my finest soldiers. We get to the road and walk by the forest. The sky gets dark. After 3 hours, we see a tavern, empty
Where's
on the
Lyrian?
inside except for the owners and their daughter. They bear the crest of Baldwin's clan and royal state. I frown and continue inside. As I open the door, I notice that the people who own the tavern are sleeping. Thunder crashes as the rain continues to fall. I take the opportunity of the thunder and the noise it creates to kill the father. I walk up, and as the thunder crashes, I snap his neck. Alicia gasps, creating a noise loud enough to wake the mother. I scowl at her as she blushes and looks down. The mother looks at me and asks her, "Where is Baldwin, you wench?" She cries and has a look of fear on her face. I stick my finger down her throat and push up. She gags and begins to cough. I'm going to ask again, "Where is he?"
Oh, that's where the period
Oh,
is.
he's asking her where he is with his fingers down her throat? Like,
Christ, so much stuff already. Step 1, all they do is bear the crest. Like, they might not know shit. Dude,
Yeah, they might
stop
have-
your murderous rampage for a second. Step 2, number 2, I've never heard of torturing or interrogating someone by like jamming your fingers down their throat.
Well, I've heard of jamming
Also-
your fingers down your throat, but you usually don't ask people questions when you do it.
Well, I've never heard of torture by removal of all periods.
Yeah, because that's what
Yeah,
this
number
was.
3.
What the
But
fuck?
You worked on this for a year and a half and you didn't know to add periods?
like you did a comma splice at the beginning and then like a bunch of just missing
Comma
periods.
splices.
And I was like thinking you might do more comma splices, but no, you just gave up on punctuation entirely for a while there.
I have to quote myself reading Shiro Haruno. Periods go at the end of paragraphs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this guy seems to think. It's
So,
right.
that was me. That was someone said that reading Shiro Haruno.
Nah, yeah.
Periods go at the end of the paragraph, right? That's where you put them, right? At the very end
Yeah.
of the
Right,
paragraph.
correct.
Exactly. The woman cries out in agony, and I say, "Well, you answer if you please." She looks at me
answer
with a
if you-
What do you
pleading
mean
look.
if? What do you mean if you please? That's a pretty polite way to do it. Like you answer if you want.
Also, guys, look, the sentence ends in a period. Look at that.
Oh shit, yeah.
What the fuck? Why didn't the other one have any? You obviously know what a period is. What happened? Did you edit the rest of the story and be like, no, that first paragraph.
Opening paragraph is perfect. It can't
I'm sorry,
change.
opening sentence is perfect.
Hey,
Opening
hey,
sentence is my
hey.
artistic vision.
hey, he worked a year and a half editing and fixing. This is perfection.
He worked a year and a half, like, editing everything from, like, sentence
He started
2 and
at the
up.
end.
He totally forgot about sentence 1.
No, see, he started at the end and he works his way back. If he'd spent another half year, he would have gotten to this that first sentence.
Well, we need to see what the end of this looks like first.
That's my guess. That's my prediction. This is the woman who has a finger down her throat. I don't know. Oh wait, let me do that in a different voice. I don't know.
I smile and say, "Wrong answer." She goes wide-eyed as I snap her neck. Blood
How?
gurgles from
You
her
have your
lips as
fingers
she
down her
falls to
throat.
the
How'd you
floor with
snap
a
her neck?
crash.
Look me into my eyes, sweetie pie.
Yeah.
He
When I
snapped
kill
her
you.
neck with his fingers down her throat.
Well,
Snap
yeah,
his
maybe
fingers
he's just
too.
got such strong hands that he can have one
You know what
hand
he
with
did?
fingers down her throat and the other hand just, around her neck and
Well,
snaps
no,
it.
you know what he did? What he did, he put 2 fingers down her throat, and his fingers are so strong, he did the scissors motion, just broke her neck.
Wow.
That's how strong his fingers
Oh, crap.
Baldwin's got another thing coming, dude.
are.
Yeah.
Whenever we find that Baldwin fucker.
Whoever he
Oh,
is.
dude, he is so dead.
Yeah.
I sigh. Alicia, we should go now. I don't think the watch will look kindly upon this incident. We leave, pulling our hoods over our heads as we go.
Ryan Lorebear?
Ryan
What a great name.
What,
What a
a
great
name.
name.
Lore Bear.
Yeah,
You're
Lord.
like, you're like, oh man, I need a fantasy name. What are some fantasy words? Lore, Bear,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Animals. A bear. There we go.
Lion,
I mean, don't you
Ryan-
remember?
Ryan
I-
Lore Frog? No.
I know. You know what I really hate about the fact that his name is Ryan? I hate that it's so obvious that he stole the name from Lord of the Rings. I mean, you remember
Yeah.
the Fellowship of the Ring was Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Aragorn, Legolas,
Ryan.
Gimli, and Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Straight from there.
favorite character.
I was gonna say, do you also
Poor
remember
Ryan.
Ryan from Game of Thrones? I do. He was my least favorite character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
His name was Ryan Lore Wolf or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my favorite Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he was my favorite throne in the Game of Thrones.
He played the game really well.
He was good at it.
He was,
He was so
He was
good
in my
at it.
top 5
They
favorite
actually,
thrones.
believe it or not, they actually banned Ryan Lorewolf from the Game of Thrones because he was
he's
so
really,
good at it.
he's really good at the game.
He
He
just
won.
abused
He won
all-
the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say he abused all the glitches that developers didn't think to
To patch.
would be abused, and he won
Yeah.
he won it.
If you really need to just breeze through season 1 and 2 content, just pick Ryan, and you'll just wreck face. Then they nerfed
Yeah.
him after that.
Yeah, after. Yeah.
I like that Game of Thrones has morphed from like a TV show we don't understand to an MMO we don't understand.
I was thinking I was thinking Ryan Lorebear was like playing the fighting game, the Game of Thrones, and he won like the TV
Oh.
the series. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
I was more
he-
on the MMO path. but
Oh.
Okay.
I was on the TV show.
Either
thing,
way
so.
works. It all works in the end.
Ryan Lorewolf.
Oh, this is
Anyways.
Lord Bear.
I know.
Alicia asks, "Aye, what do you need?" She turns and points. I see a child standing over her parents. I run back and hold the child against the wall by her throat. She is tear-ridden and deathly pale.
What?
worked a-
You see
he
a
wor-
child standing over her
What
parents?
did the
Where are
child
we?
ever do to you?
He
Well,
worked
I thought
for
we
a
left.
Lived.
No,
the
we're-
child lived. The child was alive at some point, and that's enough for Ryan Lorbear.
Well, you see, I mean, they were going to leave because, you know, the watch will not look kindly upon this incident where I very intentionally snapped 2 people's necks.
3 people. Oh, you're right.
2 people, yeah, the mother and the father.
Yeah.
We're still working on the child. I say
See,
that
her-
because
her-
The
I like-
child's neck hasn't been snapped yet.
I really like. By the way, nobody should be surprised that Matt and I didn't quite know how many people had been killed, considering that first sentence was. Whew. But I like that he worked for a year and a half editing and fixing this story, and again, he promised it will be good, but he cannot make a sympathetic main character.
no, this
guy-
so
it's
This guy
so
just sees a child and is immediately like, "I better grab this kid by the
Maybe
throat
it's
and
like
slam
showing
them
from the
against the
bad
wall."
guy's perspective, and then the good guys kind of like have to fight him.
I really hope Baldwin kicks his ass.
yeah.
Well, maybe
Baldwin's
Baldwin
gonna
is
fall
the good
all
guy.
right. He's gonna fall right on top of this guy and squash.
Yeah, he's
him.
gonna elbow drop him.
Yeah,
he's gonna-
he's gonna go from the top of
Nice.
the ropes.
Just jump and be like, I got you now.
Yeah. I got
Your
you right
reign
where I
of
want.
terror ends here.
Yeah. And you know what his signature move is called? Mountains of Fire.
Oh,
He's gonna be the one to beat the Lore Bear in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, oh my god, he will, yeah. He's the secret character you
it's
unlock
like
after
a ladder
you
match,
beat.
but it's kind of like a ladder and chair match, but with thrones.
Yeah, so now we're in
Oh.
wrestling, yeah. This Game of Thrones is very complicated.
I look her in the eye and say, where is Baldwin Child? A year and a half editing and fixing.
Okay.
She says in a squeaky voice,
Please don't hurt me, sir.
I lift her up violently and slam her down on a table. She cries out in
He's
pain.
about to pin her. The ref's going down for the count.
I'll see you at SummerSlam.
Wait, if it's a table match, does that mean he wins because he slammed her through a table?
Yeah, he wins.
Or no, the table didn't break!
Oh
Yeah,
no,
she
no, he
just
slammed
slammed
her
her down on a table.
on the table. Didn't break. He's gotta work harder for that.
Yeah, now he's gonna like jump up onto the ropes and
And do
die
the
on
Mountains of Fire.
Well, that's Baldwin's signature move. This
Oh,
is
right,
Ryan
right.
Lorbear.
I'm waiting for Baldwin to kick down the door and it starts playing like the Baldwin theme. And then he's like, "Your time is up. My time is now." And then he's gonna slam Lorbear.
Yeah.
Fucking
I won't let the deaths of these innocent people go unpunished, Ryan Lorbear. I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Yeah, brother.
I'll see you at the Game of Thrones, brother. See you at next year's Game of Thrones.
We'll see who's king of the wrestling.
This throne will kick your throne's ass.
Please tell me someone somewhere has redone Game of Thrones as a wrestling thing. I wanna see that.
Of course, yeah, Jon Snow is just like John Cena.
Yeah.
He keeps
Jon
coming back.
Snow.
Oh my
John Cena becomes John Cena, and then you're done.
John Cena. John Cena.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be the stupidest fucking tangent we've ever gone on.
All right. Same question. Alicia grabs my shoulder.
Ryan, stop this
I
nonsense.
smack her and she stumbles back. The
What an
child starts
asshole.
to struggle, and I smack her hard enough to loosen teeth. A streak of blood flows past her lips and flows down her cheek. Her eyes
flows
close
right out the
slowly,
door.
and the life leaves her body. She
Wow,
all
he
of a
slapped her
sudden
so hard
slumps,
she died.
You
and I
killed
let
a
go
child.
of her and leave the town.
He
really
slapped
hope
the
you-
child so hard she died.
So do you think
Hard
books?
enough to do more than loosen teeth.
Dude,
So do
you
you
fucking killed a child with one slap. That's amazing.
You know
How?
what happened was he slapped her so hard, her neck moved so quickly it snapped.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you snapped her neck.
So do you think Mountains of Fire, Baldwin's Fall, Book 1? Book 1 is going to be Mountains of Fire, where he does the Mountains of Fire onto our main character, Ryan Lorbear. And then books 2 through whatever are all just the trial, where they, like, catalog his crimes and then send him to prison and then execute him.
No, dude.
Maybe.
No, after you see, Lorebear's only the beginning. After this, Baldwin's got to do the slam on all the other members of the Game of Thrones. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
gods.
Ryan Lorbear is just the first guy.
Yeah.
He's just the first throne that's
He's
got to
the
be...
heel. He's the heel of this story arc. There'll be more heels to fight.
Oh,
He's just the stage 1 boss.
Now wait till... oh, gosh. We're getting back into the video games.
Is Game of Thrones
Like we
wrestling?
said-
Is it a TV show? Is it a video game? It's all of them.
I really
like we
hate,
said-
I really
like we
hate
said,
the Game of Thrones
Thrones-
reboot, though.
Like we said, the Game of Thrones is just very, very complex.
It's very complex.
Just wait till they announce the visual novel.
I sit that night in front of a fire contemplating when Ulysia, the guards, and I are jumped by 2 women in Badit uniforms sporting bandit swords. I smile and draw my sword as well.
I can't wait to see him kill someone else for no reason.
Hooray, more murder.
Jesus Christ. I killed a child earlier. You think I won't kill you too? I slapped that
Snap your
child
neck
to
so
death.
hard.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Author's
well,
note.
yeah, author's note. Well, tell me what you think. I've got this whole story completed.
I think
The
it's
other
garbage.
The other
Bad.
My Zootopia is up for adoption, so I won't continue it. Comment and ulk. If I get enough, I will continue it. This is a romance/drama/etk. It includes lots of action as well. Comment if you think I should change anything too, and thank you. Quote.
Not an etc.
Did he say this was... No, that's etc. Did he say this was
I
a
thought it was
romance?
Yes, this
No,
is
ECT
romance.
is act.
Yeah.
ETC is etc.
Oh, I thought it was etc. for some reason. Shit.
He said this is a romance? Is it just like Ryan Lorbear and his love of death?
I mean, so far, that definitely seems like it, yeah.
Is Ryan Lorbear up for OC of the Year? Is it too early for that?
Maybe.
Is he-
I mean,
is
the
he in the running
story's
already?
the story is short, but he killed a child in chapter 1.
He killed...
Yeah.
Child, what?
And that's
Not
that's
just
only chapter 1.
not
Slapped
just
the child so hard she died instantly.
not just
Fucking insane.
and not just the child. Before that, he killed her tavern-owning parents.
Yeah.
Because they bared the crest of this.
Of
this
probably,
Baldwin.
of probably the guy who is like their lord or some shit.
Right.
Like
How mu-
they're just under his protection, like of his
Yeah.
castle. And then this happens.
Kind of fucking sucks
I'm
at
pissed
it.
at like
Also-
the mayor of the town, so I'm gonna go kill some cops.
Also,
like
not even that, but when his, his
yeah, not even that.
not even this all, but even then when his court mage who is, with him tries to stop him, be like, what the fuck, this is messed up, Ryan, please stop. And then he also hits her in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so blinded by his quest for vengeance that he's just a murdering, rampaging
He's
idiot.
so blinded by his quest for blood. I think you mean
Oh right, yeah.
blood for the blood god. Praise Armok.
Let's move on. Chapter
So
2.
there's one more chapter to this. I changed the rating to M because of the violence. This is a graphic story. Also sexual themes and slightly graphic chapters.
This
Is
is
it a
a
graphic story or slightly graphic? Which one?
Did he
Well, no,
think
you see,
that
it's a
killing
graphic
a
story
child
with
was a...
slightly graphic chapters.
Did he think killing a child by slapping them to death was a T?
No, that was a K
He went,
plus.
that's a K plus right there.
Yeah.
Kids plus the death of kids.
Kids plus the death of kids. Rated K plus for kids plus the death of kids. That's, if that was ever going in the Cards Against
You know,
Humanity, that would,
maybe
that
the
would be
T,
one.
maybe he thought he rated it T and thought T for Tombstone. Huh?
Yeah.
Now it's just M. Now it's just M for murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Sorry.
T stood for
K plus was just kill plus.
T stood for 2 murders, but when he killed that child, that was 3, so it couldn't be T anymore.
Well, you
now
know,
it's
you
M
see-
for more murders.
No.
T would still work for 3.
It's still gonna. No, you see what's. It's probably like if the story were to actually gone beyond 2 chapters, it probably would have turned to M for mass murder.
I mean, I think it might be closer to 3.5. I mean, he slapped Ulysses so hard that maybe a few years down the line she just drops dead.
It's like in Ballerina Man where that dude punched that dude and then he died like later.
Yeah.
It's like Fist of the North Star, you know, like I slapped you, you're already dead.
It's like Kill Bill. She takes 5 steps and then she drops dead.
Yeah,
It's like Mountains of Fire, Baldwin's Fall Book 2.
Well, no, this
just
is
like
book
that
1. This is book 1, chapter 2. Speaking of, let's actually get to that.
Yeah.
I stand up fast and lose my balance as a sword hilt bunts my chin and a fist meets my chest.
Wow, you
Punched him in
suck.
the chest.
Wait, they've got a sword and they get it close enough to his face to hit the hilt against his chin, but they didn't stab him.
And they just punch him in the chest.
Why didn't they just stab him through the face?
Dude, here's the thing. They leveled up their unarmed skill, or not unarmed skill to like an insane degree, but their sword skill is still really low. So they do more
I
damage
see.
when they punch than when they attack with a sword
Right.
in this Game of Thrones.
In the Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah, in the Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
And I'm guessing they probably have like these Baydits probably have like 80s in toaster repair. The Game of Thrones is a very complex game.
Yeah, we mentioned that. We might have mentioned that, yeah. The blow temporarily stuns me, and I stumble back, withdrawing my sword as I regain my senses. I raise my sword and swing it up to
just
block a
withdrew
blade
it.
coming down, and I kick the woman back.
Did you mean redrawing your sword, not withdrawing it?
He drew it, stood up, lost his balance, got hit with the handle of
put
the
his
sword,
sword
stumbled
back,
back, redrew his sword. Yeah.
Took it again.
What?
I mean,
What
you
is
remember
he
that?
doing?
You remember that time that one Greek hero just left his sword on the table as he hopped away and had a big bar
Yeah.
fight? What story was that? Was under the
Oh, that was
the-
Xenomorph Addicted.
That was Xenomorph Addicted story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that was
well,
also on Fiction Press.
She falls, and her cloak's hood falls off. I gasp as I take in her features. I tie her arms and feet.
What the fuck?
I mean,
I mean,
Where did that come from?
I mean,
Oh my god,
She
I'm
did
shocked. Never mind, I'm
she
tying
did.
you up.
She did attack him.
How did he tie her arms and feet? What? I thought he just knocked her cloak off.
no, two of them
kicked her.
attack. Two of them attack. He kicks her back, and she falls down. And the other one just goes, "I give up. I'm done.
Yeah.
I give up."
She
There's-
also goes,
My
"I
friend
give
fell
up."
to the ground. I can't do anything.
We were playing by knockdown rules.
It's like, hey, come on.
Oh
We're
man, you
playing
knocked down.
touch football, not tackle. This Game of Thrones is too violent for us. You play the game all
Along-
along.
Ryan Lorbear is the kind of person to tackle somebody in flag football.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
He is the kind of
kill them
person
in
to.
flag
Yeah,
football.
they kill them
He
in flag
he will
football.
just pile drive a person. Playing
Somebody will be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you just on their
Why are
chest
you
beating the
that
shit out of
person
them?"
to death? They
And
don't
he's got
even
the
have
foot.
the ball. You're just killing them.
No, he's holding the ball in the other hand, and he looks right at them, and then just squeezes, and the ball pops in his hand, and he goes back to punching the shit out of the person on the ground. It's like, this isn't about some stupid game.
If I can't kill you in flag football, I'll kill you out of flag football.
This isn't about some stupid sport. I'm here for the Game of Thrones.
Oh shit.
The throne shall be mine.
All right, you two, I pronounce to the blonde and brunette. I want names. The blonde shakily replies with a curt nod, and with her head hanging says in a soft and delicate tone.
Yes, and this is my sister, Sedina.
Sedina.
That's a good
Sedina.
name. That's a good name.
Sedina.
I mean, it's not on the
It's
level of
Odessa, and this is my sister, Sedina.
it's not on the level of Lore Bear, but that's still a pretty
It's
good
not on the
name.
level of Ryan.
I grin. Untying them, I say, "Get up, you two. You're coming with me." You didn't say that.
I guess
that's
that was
not
just
in
narration.
quotes. That's not in quotes.
I telepathically projected to them, I guess. Leave them.
Lucia demands. I thought her name was Ulysia. Whatever.
It
It's
changes.
gone back and forth.
Yeah, it's gone back. That's true. Lucia demands. I shake my head and help them up. They smile sadly, and that night I feed them. Dessa comes over as we eat and leans against me. I hold her tight and kiss
What?
her.
You're moving way too fast.
My
Actually-
own personal action romance suspense novel that I've worked on for a year and a half, editing and fixing. I promise it will be good.
Well, actually,
Your boy Lorenzo Tani. What are you talking about?
Thomas
What
Scott,
is-
my
what-
man. What?
My boy, my man. What are you talking
My
about?
lad. What's going on here? Please.
It's been years, Dessa. I have not seen you in years. Wow.
That sounds like some straight up YouTube poop shit.
It's been years, Mario. I have not seen you
It's
in
been years. It's been years, Mario. I have not seen you in years.
Luigi.
That's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it.
She smiles and hugs me.
You did what you needed to. You left me in the den of the orcs to save the child. I don't care. All that matters is that we are still together. Well, you didn't save that last child, that's for sure.
No, he killed that last one. I mean, I guess that's...
No, the last
see,
child he
that's-
had to save from the cruel fate of life.
Oh.
And he did that by killing it.
That morning we put out the fire and head to Mudtown. Along the road we stop at an
Mudtown.
apothecary so Alicia can purchase some herbs and such. I roll my eyes as she marvels at all the rare leaves that make no sense to me. Afterwards we are stopped by
Hang on,
guards
hang
of
on.
the mud. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm marveling at all the rare sentences here that make no sense to me.
I just love that it's.
Bob's over there rolling his eyes at me.
I'm rolling my eyes at Mudtown. Like, all right, guys, it's time to start a new town. What should we call it? I don't know. What do we have around here? Mud.
Mud.
Let's call it Mud.
There we go.
And the name just
Also,
stuck.
And the
Also-
name just stuck like the mud of Mudtown.
I also really like, he rolls his eyes as she marvels at all the rare leaves that make no sense to him. Why do they not make sense to him? Because they aren't used for killing people.
Yeah, they're used
Yeah.
to healing people. He wouldn't know anything about that.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen
Lucia
of
does all that chick stuff like medicine and healing. I don't heal, I kill.
Magic.
Like anything that isn't snapping people's
I
necks.
don't make people better. I make them worse.
ladies and gentlemen of Mudtown, as the mayor, I'm so happy to announce that this year's Game of Thrones will be held here in Mudtown. Are you excited?
We've got in the
Screams
left
of
corner of the
terror.
ring, we've
Just
got our boy
screams of
Ryan
terror.
Lorbear. You may know him as that guy that killed a child recently. In the right corner, we have our boy Baldwin, the Mountains of Fire. Let the Game of Thrones begin. It's a mud wrestling competition.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah. Afterwards, we are stopped by guards of the Mudtown and escorted there. That night with Dessa next to me on the
Escorted
fur
where?
mattress, I dreamt of when these times were happy and I felt the love of life.
They were a lot happier when you weren't killing children.
I mean,
Now he
that
only
depends on your
feels.
perspective.
Now he only feels the love of bloodlust.
Yeah.
What a great romance.
Oh god. Okay, so author's note.
Author's notes.
So please comment and like or share, and I will post. Sorry about the wait. I was busy, but here's a sneak peek at the next chapter.
That day I wake thinking him at home. When I realize
at
that
home.
Dessa is next to me, I settle down and kiss her. She turns around and smiles. Her fangs glisten in the light of the sun. I laugh quietly and she hushes me.
Good preview.
Sneak peek.
So please read on, Thomas Scott / Lorenzo.
I can't
Danny
read on.
498.
This is the only 2 chapters you put up.
Yeah, it's only
Well,
2
it's
chapters
marked
you put up,
complete.
and the status is complete. No, that's the
done.
start of Mountains of Fire Baldwin's Fall Book
It's
2.
over. It's all over. He
So-
never
so-
uploaded another story either.
Nope, there's
I gotta
You have to
nothing
write
else.
books when each book is 2 chapters.
I've got a question. Was my prediction right? Did he start at the end and work his way backwards? I think he did.
Inconclusive, I'd say. But still very probable.
Do
I thought-
you? I mean,
Listen to this sentence one more time, and you tell me this one's not
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, sorry.
That
sorry.
that
Yeah.
morning we put out the fire and head to Mudtown. Along the road we stop at an apothecary so Alicia can... Fuck, I don't even want to read it. Fuck.
Stop reading fantasy books and go to grammar class. Like, how do you know apothecary, but you don't know how to put periods in?
He doesn't know
down-
apothecary because apothecary isn't a word. Apothecary is a word. Apothecary isn't a thing.
But there's
Well,
not
how'd
an
you know
apothecary.
How'd you know the word to even reach for, but you don't know to put
Oh, man.
periods in?
Dude,
You didn't know the
you
words
gotta understand, this book takes place in a post-apothecary world. There was an apothecary that happened. This is a post-apothecary.
Ever since,
Yeah.
and that's why ever since that apothecary, they've had to have an annual Game of Thrones.
Yeah. This year it's held in Mudtown.
Here it's held in Mudtown.
Mudtown.
Shit.
Like I wonder, was there even did the town where he go to with the tavern, did that even have a name? Or was it
Dirt Town.
or was it no? Oh no, right. It was just a tavern along the road. That's right.
Yeah, in between Mudtown and Leaves Town.
Yeah, Mudtown and Tree Town.
I
The
personally
apothecary has to import all the leaves from Leaves Town.
I mean,
They export mud.
I'm personally just a big fan of Woodtown. Just
Woodtown is great, yeah.
yeah.
Halloween Town is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Also, I have to say it. I just really like Grass Town.
Yeah.
But that should
Town.
be obvious.
You know what my favorite town is?
What?
Flavor Town.
Wow.
I thought you were gonna say
Right next
Funky
to-
Town.
Right next to Funky Town.
Oh my god. What was this? What is this? What
Mountains of Fire.
what was this murder?
Baldwin's Fall.
This
Book
murdering psychopath that we are apparently supposed to root
1. Yeah.
for.
A
like,
Day in the Life of Ryan Lorbear.
murdering people.
I like that he changed the rating from something to M because of the last chapter, but this chapter, nothing. Nothing particularly M about this.
No.
No one even gets cut.
Yeah.
Like nobody even gets really injured at all. Just no. What is this? Romance / tragedy / action / suspense / etc.
The
Slashing
tragedy,
my wrists.
the tragedy is that he never continued, or
No,
rather,
the
he
tragedy
hasn't
is the death of a
continued.
child.
I don't know. It depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
And on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We have a public Discord server and an Amino. If you want to hang out with us and suggest stuff to us and whatever, feel free to check us out over there. Links in the description. Yeah.